Okay, then what's your alternative? Someone who doesn't look like you, know you, or...
What's good, guys? Strong Art back at you with another video. Shout out to the new subscribers. Shout out to everybody who's joining me for the first time. Shout out to everybody who's been here. Shout out to everybody who's been listening and supporting. Today's topic, I'm gonna get a little bit into some relationship dynamics. I'm gonna be doing a review on a video or a clip that I seen on SOS Cast, or you can also watch this on Rational Male, because this is involving Rollo Tomassi. He was on the cast and he is doing a sit down talk, having a conversation with two young ladies who are sitting there on the cast, or sitting there on at the table, the chair, so to speak. Got two young ladies, both of them are bartenders. One of them was on Fresh and Fit, if I'm not mistaken. Her name was Mira. I guess she goes by Brody, and the other one is named Tori. Okay, so we're gonna get into this, we're gonna break it down, and we're just gonna have a natural reaction, just see how it goes. So sit tight, let's check it out.
What's your ideal marital situation, or everything we're talking
Do you
about
want to
here?
get married?
Yeah, what's ideally?
So I grew up in Israel, and over there, I guess the 20th century is the norm. Everybody gets married in their early 20s.
Fair use,
That's
fair
just
use,
how it is.
fair use.
And my parents have a gorgeous marriage and with traditional gender roles. I would like at some point to meet a partner who can be that for me, but I'm not at all ready to do that anytime soon.
Tori?
And that's the problem, because you're 23, right? This is when you...
I like how she comes out already, just kind of like getting right to it. She just literally just came at her just saying, yo, and that's the problem. Because now think about it, she's supposed to be traditional. She says she's Jewish, she says she's traditional. Or I don't know if she said it yet, but she comes from a Jewish background and stuff like that. So she's saying that she's traditional, right? So one of the things I want to illustrate is, even though she says she's traditional, I want you to watch how she still wants to shape a narrative because she's American, right? So, and then also this is going to illustrate another key point, that this isn't just about, black women in the community. Like, this is definitely a Western thing. Again, why brothers talk about traveling, trying to get away from the quote unquote culture, because it's not just black culture. It really is Western culture as a whole, because even women who say that they're traditional will go ahead and still say things like, oh, but these are my reasons why I'm gonna act completely outside of my tradition. So let's keep it rocking. And by the way, the chick right here in the black, she's Tori, and then the other one's Mira. Now the one in the white, she was on Fresh and Fit. I guess she wound up getting kicked off, and she still is harboring a little bitterness about getting kicked off the show, by the way. So she's a Frank Castle alumni. All right, so she still got a little salt in the wound. So we're gonna listen and see how this turns out.
This is when you're supposed to make a bet. That's how it would fix things. But I'm 27. When I was 23, I was in no way ready to say that's the guy and make the bet on the guy. I'm using you as an example.
You
So
can go right
sorry.
ahead.
Okay, don't think that
Use
I'm
me all you
being
like.
rude. But okay. But you want to be independent. One way that this whole thing could be fixed was if women were dependent on men. But we took that away. So women, there's, 60% are in college?
60-40.
60-40. So 60% of women are getting college educated. Women will divorce a man if they don't make, you have to make the same,
58% more makes you economically attractive.
Yeah, so women are like, I want a guy that makes the same as me or more, which...
Well, that would
the
incentivize
same-
me to make more, because then he would make more.
Well, hold on. So in order to be the same, they have to make 58.
No. See, it's about, there's the equal dynamic. There's the, we have to be equals dynamic being played out, where, you say that you want to be traditional, but where in tradition is there this competition to where, because he's a man, I have to match him, and then, I have to make close to what he makes. But I mean, do you want to be taken care of? I mean, what type of dynamic are you trying to have in a household? I mean, because to the average man, it sounds like competition, which is why a lot of us men say, we're not in competition with y'all, and we're not trying to be, nor is your status and your career, things like that. Those are not attractive to us. All right. These are not things that we look for. All right.
% more. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make sense.
So if a woman is making 100.
Same, they have to make 58% more. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make sense.
So if a woman is making 100 grand, a guy needs to make 158,000
Exactly.
a year in
I
order
think-
to appease the woman.
Or else
to
she
be
divorced.
economically attractive.
Yeah, she will. There's some. Wait.
Well,
what's the-
75% of women are the ones that initiate divorce. Is
It's
that the
higher
number?
than that.
more than
It's
that.
like about 80%.
I always
and it comes
I
down
peg
to
it. It depends on
financial.
whose numbers you're looking at. It can be anywhere between 70 and 80.
I see 79 really commonly, but
Okay, so but back
my
to the question,
point
yeah.
is, like, if women are divorcing men at a 79% rate, whatever, and the reason is financial, and there's a direct correlation between women divorcing men when they out-earn them, women have to be dependent on men in order for a marriage to actually work. She wants to be
Here's where I
independent.
disagree completely.
Well, this is stats.
It's-
Before you disagree completely, and she's trying to tell you that this is stats, she's literally illustrating the problem. She's telling you, like, you should want to be dependent on a man. Okay? You should want to be dependent on a man. Like, sisters say the same thing. It's just like, I want to do it myself. I don't need no man. I'm independent. Oh, I can get the bag on my own, this and that. Well, do you see the ramifications of what's going on? Right? You see the ramifications. Like, you see where this is going. This is gonna lead to you being single for a long time. And the more and more that you go along your lifestyle, you go on in your life and you're experiencing, I'm finding myself, that's fine. It's okay. But just understand that the longer you give yourself to not be marriage minded, the more you put yourself in a position to make a grave mistake that is going to severely hinder you from getting with the type of guy that you actually want to be with, right? This is why we men say these things. We're just like, get off the high horse of, I need to live my 20s until I'm 30, and then I'm going to finally start looking for a good man off the good man tree, right? And he's just going to fall out of nowhere. He's just going to fall out of the sky. Like, get out of that mindset. And we have Tori over here who's literally telling you, she's like, hey, sis, check it out. You may want to fall back off of that mindset because it's bad for you, and I'm going to explain how.
It's not that one has to be dependent on the other. It's that one has to accept the role of the nurturer, and then the person who nests, and the person who and then the other person has to be the one who provides. I don't agree with this notion that women need to be dependent on men.
Would you be okay with a guy who
said
makes
it
less money
contradicts
than you,
itself.
wants to be a house husband and wants to be the nurturer who sits at home while you're going
I
off
have an
to
answer
work?
for you. I recognize this biological attraction that I have to men who are providers, but that does not at all mean that I'm going to put myself in a vulnerable position. It means that I'm gonna be attracted to a guy who's gonna spoil me, whether it's with money or with whatever, attention.
Time, affection, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not, that's the stereotype, and there's a reason there's a stereotype, but I don't represent everybody, especially not LGBTQ couples or whatever. Like, it's just, this is how a relationship works. One needs to be the nurturer, one needs to be the provider, period. It's not that women need to depend on men, and I think this is what, like, the manosphere is trying to tell women is, like, stop being educated, stop making money, and that's not it. I'm not fully cooked yet. I'm not ready to stop, and also, how am I ever gonna get to a point in life where I'm meeting the kind of people that I want to be with for the rest of my life if I don't put myself there?
Well, most men aren't there, though. That's the problem.
I don't want those men, though.
You just said you did, though.
Okay, pause. All right, so did anything she just said, anything that this I guess her name's, she goes by Brody, so if she wants to be called Brody, then fine. But did anything she said make sense? Like, did she make sense when she tried to illustrate how I know I'm gonna be biologically attracted to the guy who's just gonna spoil me, but I'm so goddamn hard-headed, I'm just gonna just keep going and staying in the streets until I get ready to get married? Like, the logic. I don't, and to me it was just, when I, as I'm listening to this, it's just like, this is why. I mean, this is why, straight up facts. Like, this is why. I mean, sad but true. But this is definitely why. Let's continue. I'm not gonna run the whole video. It's not an extensively long clip. By the way, we'll run this for maybe a few more minutes, and then from that point on, we'll do a little quick, review and such, a little bit more of a breakdown. But I'll do this a little bit more, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more after. But let's keep it rocking.
I didn't. What did I say? What?
You said,
what do you
I
mean?
want to be around men that I'm attracted to, like the guys that you feel drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be anywhere near your area, like schooling, where you're making more.
I'm not talking about schooling. I'm talking about if I can't have a conversation about politics and I want a politician.
Okay.
If I'm not in those circles where people are discussing those things.
So like education, you would find a guy that is into politics.
If that's what I wanted.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What? Hold on. You guys are not
She's
agreeing
just
right
like,
here. I'd like to get
yeah.
to the heart of the matter
Fuck it.
here. What's the problem?
She's
I'm
like,
saying
gonna,
you're-
I'm
She's
gonna
like, I
take a
can't.
step back because I feel.
Bro, she's straight up. She just straight. Bro, she just straight up looked at the camera like, I'm sorry, I can't do nothing with her. I'm sorry, guys. It's just y'all's problem. Like, no, sis, that's on you. That's your tribeswoman. You have to deal with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to deal with her. Okay, and again, I'm doing this because I want brothers. Some brothers feel like that, dating out is the complete solution, or white women are gonna solve all your problems. Let me tell you something. White women can be just as ratchet as black women. The difference is this. White women are more covert with what they do. Black women are more overt. All right. It's not that white women won't have the same vitriol for you. And white or black. Remember, they started this feminism bullshit. All right. Not black women. White women started this feminism bullshit. They are more strategic in how they move in retaliation. Black women are just straight out the gate, letting off all cylinders, fire on your ass, right? But again, be very wary of somebody who's just in the mind state of, it's just as long as it's white chicks, I'll be fine. Like, nah, bro, fall back a lot. Keep your eyes open at all times. You know what I mean? Red pill awareness at all times. But, when you try to sit down and have a logical conversation, even when you have experts in the room, you got Rolo in the room, you got Tori in the room who's trying to help her, give her some rope, and still, it's just like it's not getting through to her. So let's continue.
Like I'm triggering, and so there's no good discourse that comes from emotion. So I'll let it move with
I didn't
more.
think I was reacting with emotion. If that's how you feel, I would.
There-
I don't.
let's
So
talk
I will
about
just say,
numbers.
I want to say right now, I'm
Smoke.
more than happy to continue having this conversation.
Nah.
Triggered. If you want to stop, that's totally fine.
Nah, catty, the cattiness.
Let me throw out
The
some numbers at you
cattiness.
here. When a couple gets together and they're both making the same, or maybe the guy's making a little bit more, and that woman gets a promotion at work, that precipitates divorce. Like I want to say it's like 83 or 86% of the time. So if a woman gets a boost in status and a boost in wealth, that precipitates divorce.
Really?
And so that's that.
Why is that?
Tell him, Rolo.
Because she's again, women
OG.
women don't want men who are their equal. They want a guy that they can look up to. You cannot admire and look up to a man who is your.
That's
equal.
why.
Facts. Facts. Do I need to say it again? All right, we'll keep going. Just making sure that everybody heard that last part. You can't look up to a man who is your equal. Why? Because you won't respect him as such. Because that's not how hypergamy works. Let's keep going.
Girls, when I say, you know, do you care if a guy's rich or whatever? You know, rich. I ask girls all the time, would you rather a rich guy or a hot guy? And you know,
we asked Victoria Larson that.
Exactly. I'll take the hot guy, rich guy. A lot of the common times they say, well, I'll take the hot guy, but I want him to have initiative and drive. Even if he's not making money yet, I want the person who like is a go-getter. He's
If he won the lottery, it's not gonna boost him, you know.
Got potential.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
found
Got
wealth. That's not
potential.
earned wealth.
Ambitious.
That's not
Okay.
when you win the lottery, you didn't earn the lottery. And
Facts.
so women are attracted to really what's called creative intelligence, meaning like I know how I made $1 million, I lost it, and I made it back again. That's more attractive than I won the lottery, I got $1 million,
Absolutely.
right?
So when I say this thing where you were like we can switch gender roles and stuff, my point is the stats show that causes divorce. And I'm all about the babies, and they show studies that prove that two-parent household, it's better.
I completely agree with you. I think that it's important that I address something that maybe didn't come across, which is I want to recognize that like the majority of society goes by these traditional gender roles. So there's a reason that it's 80%.
Majority
Yeah, vast majority.
goes by the gender roles.
Maybe it's because it's worked for thousands of years.
Biologically
And it
preconditioned.
created the world that you live in to allow you to have such choice and options in life. Bartender.
By the gender roles, yes, is biologically
Conditioned to be attracted to a partner who has certain.
So biologically, or like gender roles, like based on society, whatever society expects of you, because there's two different things.
Well, if you go back, 10,000 years, the women were gathering and making a nest, and the men were hunting.
And there's one thing that kind of always is stuck in my craw a little bit. I don't like the terminology. I just my partner. Say your man. Like, is that outlawed now? To where you feminists can't even say that's my man? Like, am I old school all of a sudden? Like, I'm a millennial, but damn, is it already old school to be like, yo, this is my man? You got my partner. My partner. What? Partner? Don't disrespect him by calling him a partner. That's your man. Address him as such.
And the women would be attracted to the man.
Women
who
were
they-
working too, though. Actually,
Of course, it's just a different type of work.
no, like they were working, like making tools.
Listen, I'm from Israel. I served in the military. In Israel, it's mandatory for men and women.
Yeah,
and I still feel that women can be strong. They can be independent.
Of
they can
course.
be
God.
whatever, and they still can be feminine.
Yeah.
There's a power to femininity. So to bring back to my point before, I do think that the majority of us have some sort of connection to that,
So you're saying like biological, like something
Predisposition?
from
Innate.
back innate, yeah.
It's in our biology to
Okay.
be that way, and that's okay. Like we need to.
Well,
we can't fight it.
can I get a bottom line answer from you? Would you rather be the stay-at-home wife, the stay-at-home mom, take care of the kids, and your man does all the work, or would you rather be the independent woman and your man does kind of the female role?
I'm really passionate about certain things. Like if you guys go on my TikTok, you'll see that one of my missions in life is to try and
Shameless plug.
change the narratives about Israel and Palestine. So I would never be willing on giving that up, but that doesn't make me any money, and I'm not interested in having it make any money.
But what does that have to do with your family?
I'm
So I'm
broke,
saying
Daddy.
I'm not a person who needs to be the provider.
I'm broke.
What I need is
Gotcha.
to be able to work on projects and be passionate about something.
You want to take care of the kids, but also have a purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough.
I wanna
Tori,
build a house.
are you okay with being the more maternal mother, take care of the kids, and then your man does the
Yeah,
more the provider? You're good with that.
Yeah.
Do you think most women are good with that?
No, I don't.
And that's the problem that I
That's
think
the
Rolo is
It's not
distinguishing.
necessarily that it's a problem. It's just that we don't know how to operate in a world. Like he was saying, like old
In a
order
world.
convenient. Like there's nothing in history that shows us that what we're doing right now
like her
is
nails.
working.
I like her
if you
nails.
go back to Greek times,
Yeah.
here we go.
She look good.
Where the men were really robust and really sculpted out, right? Like this is.
You're not talking about the Greeks who were having sex with each other, the
No,
guys
not
in the
those.
bathhouses. You're talking about the manly
Yeah,
guys.
a lot of them was the nurturer.
Well, so listen, like, so there was proof that when our society started to lose gender, or that they would become more like noodles. That's like a quote from Camila
Check this
Paglia.
out. Check this out.
Paglia. And she's saying you can see it in the artwork. So you would see these sculptures, and then you would see the guys that are just like this, like they were becoming more feminine, and that's when the society collapsed.
What?
So that's
What?
why
That's an
what
important
we're
point right there.
What?
that's why what we're doing right
What?
now, we're repeating history, but people don't see it like that because we're used to, or we think about it and we're like, oh, technology, we see it through social media. We're not looking at artwork. They don't even have certain art history courses in universities.
And
It's like they're
that,
trying to get
ladies and
rid of it.
gentlemen, is something I like to call facts. Do you hear how she said the downfall of the Roman Empire, the downfall of society, came when the men stopped being warriors? Okay. She even says and points to how it reflects. We're repeating history. I think that's very scary. And that's something that a lot of people, I think, need to take heed of. Is be aware of what you're being, I don't know what's the word. Be aware of what it seems like you're being, the culture change. Pay special attention to the ramifications of certain changes in the culture. Certain changes in the culture. Because we don't want to live in a society that has weak men. Okay? We don't want to get away from the basic structures of families. Okay? It in total is going to lead to a weak country, a weak home front. Hell, it's already ravaged the black community. We already see the ramifications. That's why we SYSBM over here. Because we're just like, well, damn, we just going to have to go to another culture that's going to work. Because this ain't going to work. All right? Now, this chick Tori, she was making a lot of sense. The other one, Brody, she was, you know what I mean? She's just out there, you know, she's still salty about getting kicked off Fresh and Fit, you know what I mean? But she made some points. But, I mean, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, this type of mentality, we have to be very, very careful of, okay? And like I said, this is probably one of the crux, because even other communities are talking about it, and that's what I'm saying. It's just to see it also reflected in other communities, seeing that the talk is going on in other communities, speaks volumes, okay, to where that this is a bigger issue that we're dealing with. All right. So, but anyway, guys, that's the video for today. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I'm not going to hold you guys very long. This isn't going to be a long video, but I want to do this reaction because, you know, I listened to Rollo, you know what I'm saying? Kind of my first introductions into the whole manosphere space was initially guys like Donovan Sharp, Rollo Tomasi, Steph is Cold, AMS, you know what I'm saying? Those are some of the guys I was listening to when I first got into this talk, this manosphere space. I want to say about, it's been some years now. I'll say about maybe a few years or so that I've been, you know, listening and understanding the, you know, the terminology. So yeah, check out Rollo, one of the OGs of the manosphere in general. He has 4 books now. You can catch him on Amazon, The Rational Male. And yeah, guys, appreciate you for being here. Appreciate you for joining me on today's video, and I will see you on another one. Appreciate you guys. Peace.